Hi, this is Chloe from Inner Whispers. The main problem with having decided to do these unboxing videos is it means that I have to actually get my video out and get on it before I am allowed to look at any of the decks. So hey, I'm going to dive in right now. As you can see, this is the Barbieri Tarot and it's from Scarabeo. It has the same artwork front and back. Let's look inside. This is traditional Scarabeo, so a couple of extra cards and a little white book that doesn't give a huge amount of information and has 5 languages. Une fois que vous avez trouvé le pouvoir que vous vouliez, contenez-le. That's for the 7 of Cups. Not really what I would have thought of. Once that you've found your power, the power that you want, contain it. Make it accompany you in order to be able to use it whenever you need. Okay, so yes, traditional Scarabeo, quite a bizarre take on some of the cards perhaps, and a little white book with a basic spread. They always like to have a different spread for the book. They can be useful and interesting. And let's see what the cards show us in comparison to these meanings. So, many people will be glad to see that there is no 5 language borders with the titles. It's just basic numbering. Quite fantasy style images. The Emperor, the High Priest, the Hierophant. Unusual lovers. That will be interesting to read with. Chariot. I'm taking it that 8 is Justice in this deck. Lovely Hermit. I like her a lot. The Wheel is rather unusual. There was something in the book about take a look through the looking glass. So this is Strength, I imagine. Let me just check that. So yes, they have Strength at 11, and so this one was Justice. Strength, not very obvious, there's no feline there, but yes, there's something about the eyes. She's definitely looking at us forcefully, that's for sure. Ooh, a lovely hanged woman, hanged person. Oh, transformative death. So straight off the bat, I have to say I'm rather liking this. It is a very fantasy feel to it, this deck. Scary devil. And a rather dark tower. Oh, I like the moon. Artemis feel to her. The sun is quite playful, reminds me of the Fae Tarot actually. So hang on, sorry, this is the star, this is the moon, and that's the sun. That makes more sense. Judgment, unusual and rather dark. Final days. And the world, that's quite lovely. It has a quite spooky feel to it, and here, Ace of Cups. So this is probably not going to be everyone's cup of tea. It is a little dark in places, a dark fantasy style art. 3 of Cups, somewhat unusual, not that sense of friends getting together really. These seem to be the 2 that we saw in Lovers, perhaps. The feel of apathy or boredom is definitely there. We don't see the cups. There are no 4 cups here that are being shown and 1 being offered. So that will annoy some people, that it's more close-ups of people or beings. I quite like decks that have an unusual take on things. Ooh, strange scary beast inside her. Single crystal ball. Yes, visions, I can get that. So this rather lascivious Nine of Cups, hey? That would be some people's wish, I guess. This definitely won't be everybody's cup of tea, I don't think. I'm quite liking the playful images, and it definitely opens up possibilities for alternate intuitive readings. King and Queen of Cups are quite dark, but they go well together. Moving on to the Pentacles. I'm not quite sure what she's balancing. Are these? Yeah. So it's definitely different. It's definitely quite dark. If you're not into nudity, you may want to avoid it. It has rather a steampunk feel to it too. And the artwork is very much sort of CGI. It doesn't feel like it isn't like a photo collage deck, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's more computerized than that, especially with all of these weird and wonderful creatures. There are a lot of close-ups. We have here the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, for anyone who likes long-haired men. The Wands, very fiery. So, far from traditional images, I think for the most part we will be able to find connections to traditional symbolism. Certainly you see that here in the Five of Wands. And I think that at a reach you can find that in all of the cards. That is the basis behind it. It's not purely an art deck. Those ideas are there in the making of the cards. However, sometimes you will have to look fairly hard to see that, I think, if you want to. As I say, that does open it up to other readings. Very sudden cool colours for the Queen and King of Wands. That's a little surprising. And now moving on to the swords, we still have some dragons. I do like her, even though she doesn't have two swords, but hey, it works. Ooh, quite a spooky Three of Swords. Yes, as I say, this is certainly a darker deck than some. It won't be to everyone's taste. There are some very beautiful images, and it has a very strong fantasy feel. Some of it is definitely the stuff of nightmares, but then, hey, that's what the card is about. I really like this Page of Swords. She's got a lot of attitude, as does this knight. Altogether, there's plenty to go on with the court cards. They have a richness to their imagery, and I think it will be an interesting deck, definitely one for anyone who likes dark decks and who doesn't mind cards which are a little out of the ordinary way of reading Rider-Waite images while still being based within that system. And I forgot to say, I did also clickety-click and get the matching tarot bag which Scarabeo has created to go along with this deck. It's quite nice. These days they are normally quite reliable and firm, a nice silky feel to it, and it has, I think that's the High Priestess image on it. Let's find her and confirm. Yep, there we go, the High Priestess. So that's where this deck will be living.